Time for the Estes Park starting lineup. Here in Brush, batting first is the center fielder Bert Castile. Trey Swanlin, the shortstop, at second. Dennis Campos, the second baseman, bats third. Batting fourth is the catcher Jacob Lauk. Tucker Johnson, the third baseman, at fifth. Nate Miles is at first. He will bat sixth. The left fielder Caleb Bunton at seventh. Pitcher Ubaldo Arribas hits eighth. And Wyatt Johnson, the right fielder, hits ninth. For the Beat Diggers, defensively, Ryan Dunker is the first baseman. Caleb Cox at second. The third baseman is Isaac De Herrera. Trent Mount is at short. Around the outfield, Ryan Fergus is in left. Justin Griffith is in center. The right fielder is Jaron Peterson. Behind the plate is Connor Keegan. And on the mound, making his first start of the season, is Gunnar Guzman. Gunner's had a few relief appearances, and although he's given up some home run balls, he's also shown some signs of a lot of effectiveness, like the 13-5 victory against Eaton. He came in and shut down the Reds the rest of the way after the Beat Diggers were in a huge hole. And then in the Beat Diggers' most recent loss here against Sterling, shut them down for a couple of innings before Dylan Santamasso hit a 3-run homer in the eighth inning. And now he takes on an Estes Park lineup that he should be able to dominate with a big, strong right arm. Just trying to utilize his different pitches as well. His breaking ball and occasional changeup. The Beat Diggers, dressed in their maroon uniforms, they have those same uniforms from here on out. Brush has had a number of different uniforms over the years, but these have been around here for a few years. Yeah, I used to like when they also had those the gray jerseys that said Diggers on them. Estes Park in their purple uniforms with the gray pants. Stepping in will be Bert Castile. Castile stepping in, heading for the right side against Guzman. And the opening pitch is brought to you by Buildings by Design, the experience to complete your project from start to finish. Get the quality you deserve in your building by starting your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. Guzman looked in. And the pitch is a breaking ball for a strike. No balls and one strike. Here to Castile. The pitch. Curveball is lined towards left field. Hit very well. Way back there is Fergus towards the track. And it's off the bottom of the fence. And Castile rounds first. He's into second with a leadoff double. And that pitch was hung out over the inner portion of the plate. And Castile crushed it. Here's Trey Swanlin, another right-handed hitter. Got away with the first curveball, which was a beauty, but the second one was on a tee for the Estes Park hitter. Guzman delivers, and the fastball runs inside. 1 ball and no strikes. This is Brush's third game in 4 days after beating Strasburg on Saturday 7-6 and 8. Throw back to second, back in standing is Castile. Brush has struggled to hit the ball on the road. At home, they've been a lot more effective. 10 against Valley, 9 against Kent Denver, 5 against Wells Central. Fastball, a strike on the inside corner. Bell tie, it's 1-1. 11, of course, against Sterling. But on the road, it's a different story. A run against Fort Morgan, a run against Faith Christian, and a victory. Fastball for a strike. Might have taken something off of that one. It's 0-2. Nothing against Platte Valley yesterday. They had a couple of decent games against Yuma and Strasburg with 7, but Yuma walked 9 hitters. And the 0-2. Swung on and foul, tipped off the glove of Keegan. Looked like he went with a changeup there. The count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's 1-2. here at the top of the first inning. Another beautiful day here in Brush. Keegan lays down a sign and the offering. Swing and miss on the ball in the dirt, and Keegan picks it up. The runner's going to go to third as he throws him out at first to complete the strikeout. And a very good changeup that went diving into the dirt. One down for Dennis Campos. Another right-handed hitter. Estes Park looking to break out on top here in the first inning. And the pitch. Fastball is off the glove of Keegan, and Crasteel will score the wild pitch. And it's 1-0. One to nothing in favor of the Bobcats, and a 1-0 count here to Dennis Campos. Wind and pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Count is at 1-1 Wind and pitch. Right there at the knees. 1-2. Guzman ready. And the offering. Swung on, hit weakly on the right side. Charging as the second baseman Cox gloves. Throws to first for the out. On a ball that was fisted out there. There's two down.
Number 65, Jake Lauk.
Here's Jacob Lauk. He's the cleanup hitter. Rarely do you see a baseball player wear the number 65. Wind by Guzman, the pitch. Swung on. That ball's lined and caught by Guzman. Right around calf level. Shin level. That thing was hit like a rope. Estes Park is done in the first. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. Nobody left. Let's head to the bottom of the first. Estes Park. 1. And the Brush Speed Diggers coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Bee Diggers starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Proud to be Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan. Locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush, available 24/7 for your banking needs. Batting first is the second baseman Caleb Cox. Colin Cole, the DH, at second. Batting third is the left fielder Ryan Fergus. The shortstop Trent Mount at fourth. Right fielder Jaron Peterson at fifth. Connor Keegan, the catcher, at sixth. Batting seventh is the third baseman Isaac De Herrera. Gunnar Guzman, the pitcher, at eighth. And Justin Griffith, the center fielder, bats ninth. Defensively, for Estes Park, Nate Miles is the first baseman.
Second baseman number 20.
Dennis Campos at second. Tucker Johnson's the third baseman. Trey Swanlin at short. Kayla Bunton is the left fielder. Bert Crasteel in center. Wyatt Johnson in right. Jacob Lauk behind the plate. And Ubaldo Edivez on the hill. The Bee Diggers really struggled yesterday against Nick Rodriguez. 4 hits and a 1-0 loss to Platte Valley. And that changeup is upstairs. Cox was 0 for 4. But he's been hitting the ball well. The stretch with the bases empty. And that is outside with another off-speed pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Estes Park has been really getting dominated this season. They've got 6 freshmen on this team. Swung on in line, and that ball's going to drop into left center field for a base hit for Caleb Cox on the third pitch of the bottom of the first inning.
Now batting in the designated hitter spot, number 5, Colin Cole.
That'll send up Colin Cole. Cole was 0 for 1 yesterday. He did draw a couple of walks to stretch. Runner goes, and that swung on and grounded right side towards the second baseman Campos, and the pitcher covering. The throw's going to be late. It'll be a base hit. I'm not sure why the first baseman Miles went over there. That was definitely not his ball. I mean, he got out of position very quickly, and the Bee Diggers have first and third with nobody out here for the number 3 hitter Ryan Fergus. who had a double
Number 13, Ryan Fergus.
in yesterday's loss. And just like that, the Beat Diggers are threatening here in the bottom of the first inning. The stretch and the pitch, and that's down and away. And check that. Cox to second there. He did not advance an additional batter. An additional base, I should say. 1 ball and no strikes. And that pitch is a ball, and it's an easy steal without a throw for both Cox at third and at second, Colin Cole. 2 balls and no strikes. 1-0 Estes Park here in the bottom of the first inning. The stretch. Fergus awaits the pitch, and he swings and fouls it back, and that was not a strike. That was above the letters. Want to stay away from that pitch. 2-1. Especially against this right-hander throwing lots of change-ups here, and Ubaldo Erives. Cox at third, Cole at second. The stretch and the offering. Swung on that. It's popped up in the infield on the right side. Into the grass is Campos, and he makes the catch for the out. And Fergus is out number 1. Again, the same type of pitch. That one was in the strike zone, but looked like an overswing, and he got under the ball.
Now batting shortstop.
Here's
number
T-Money.
7, Trent Mount.
Trent Mount was 0 for 3 yesterday. He had 4 plate appearances and was not retired on Saturday. The pitch. Fastball is up and in. Drew 3 walks and was hit by a pitch. So hasn't had many at-bats, although he's had quite a few plate appearances. 1 ball and no strikes. Loud lays down the sign, the pitch. And the breaking ball is right there on the outer half for a strike. Above the knees, it's 1-1. The Bay Diggers began the bottom of the first with 2 singles. One from Cox, the other from Cole. And Mount awaits the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, line down the right field line for a base hit. Cox will step on home plate. Cole around third, and Mount is headed for second. It's a 2-run double for the senior shortstop, and the Beat Diggers lead 2-1 in the bottom of the first inning. Here's Jaron Peterson.
Now batting right fielder number 10, Jaron Peterson.
Yeah, batting averages should go up today. Well, they have to based on what happened yesterday. Peterson had a base hit. The pitch, and he takes a changeup for a strike down the middle. It's 0-1. First Beat Digger run brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants, providing civil engineering services for aviation, municipal, commercial, and residential clients in Colorado. Runner goes to third, and the curveball's up and in. No throw, a stolen base for Mount. One ball and 1 strike. And the offering. And the bender is down and away. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. That's up and in. Ball 3, strike 1 to Jaron Peterson with 1 out, 1 on, and 2 in the bottom of the first inning. The Beat Diggers lead 2-1. The offering swung on and foul back on the heater. That was down in the zone. It's 3-2. Connor Keegan's got these shin pads on. I'm not sure why. There's only 1 down. He's going to hit in this inning. I doubt that. I mean, the odds of hitting into a double play are very low here. And that's behind him for a ball. And Peterson walks on that 3-2 pitch. The Bay Diggers have 3 stolen bases already. Here comes Connor Keegan to the plate. He has not batted in a while. Although, one of his feature at-bats this year came against Fort Morgan. An RBI single. It was an 8-1 loss, but had a big base hit there off their top pitcher, Trevor Shirtliff. Peterson more than likely will be taking off. He does. Up and away with a curveball. The Bee Diggers' stolen base high this year is 6. They're already at 4 now, and it's going to get better for them. 1 ball and no strikes to the catcher, Connor Keegan. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Belt level, the count evens at 1-1. He's got a big swing, and that can help him and hurt him at the same time. The offering, and that's down and in. Ball 2, strike 1. Already 20 pitches in this first inning for Ed Evis. And the Bee Diggers are holding a 2-1 lead, looking for more. Lauk lays down the sign. 2-1 pitch. That's outside. About to walk his second straight hitter. 3-1. And Isaac D. Herrera will hit next. Yeah, they have allowed. Estes Park has an average of, I believe, 23-1. Swung on and popped up into foul territory. Down the left side, headed out of play. It'll stay in play, but it's not caught near the fence. And it's now 3-2. Yeah, they have allowed an average of almost 24 runs a game this month. They were beaten by Valley 29-6. Sterling beat him earlier this month 25-1. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Keegan. The pitch swung on and popped back and foul. Went with the off speed. Count remains at 3-2. Mount off of third. Peterson at second. The offering, and that's down and away on the changeup, and it's a walk, and the bases are loaded for D. Herrera.
Batting third baseman number 22, Isaac D. Herrera.
D. Herrera, a junior. He's looking for his first hit in a while here. I've got him with 1 hit, and that was the game winner against Valley to begin the year. Hasn't played in every game, though. The pitch, and that's way outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, since then is 0 out of 10. But certainly knows how to swing the stick. With an open stance, the pitch, and that ball hit him. Ooh! Boy, that got him near that left arm, if not on the left arm. But he's a tough kid. Not even rubbing it. Trent Mount will score. That's an RBI for D. Herrera, and the Bee Diggers now lead 3-1.
Number 12, Gunnar Guzman.
On the hit batsman, here's Gunnar Guzman. I'm not even sure where it hit D. Herrera. I mean, that guy's tough, man. I mean, it was a changeup, but still. It didn't rub it. He just walked over to first base. Obviously didn't get him anywhere near a bone, I would think. More muscle. The stretch, still only 1 out. And the pitch, swing and a miss on a ball down and in. No balls and 1 strike. Gunnar Guzman's most recent hit was that game-winning home run on Saturday against Strasburg. The offering, swung on and it's grounded to short, could be 2. The flip to second for 1, and back to first is going to be off the first baseman's glove. A run scores, and there's 2 down. So give him a fielder's choice as Swanland threw over to Campus.
Number 2. Justin Griffith.
And here is Justin Griffith. Yeah, I don't think it would have been a double play anyway, even had Nate Miles caught it. Here's Griffith from the left side. With the runners at the corners and 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. The Bee Diggers have 4 across. With an open stance. And the runner goes, and that's up and away. The throw's going to go all the way to second. The tag is not going to be made. The throw to home now on the steal on the backside. And D. Herrera's in. The Bee Diggers lead 5-1. So it's essentially a double steal. Guzman to second. And check that. That was Keegan. Keegan scoring. The Bee Diggers now lead by that 5-1 score. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to Griffith. The stretch. Yeah, D. Herrera was forced out at second. The pitch, way outside. Pitch number 30 there in the opening inning for Ubaldo Erives. 2 balls and no strikes. Lauk lays down the sign. You got to be busy when you're the catcher there for Estes Park. Runner goes to third, and that's in the dirt, and the ball's going to skip to the screen. It'll go up as a straight up stolen base anyway. And I believe that's already 7 for the Bee Diggers in this game. In the first inning, obviously. 3 balls and no strikes to Griffith. The Bee Diggers will be batting around in this inning. The offering, that's right there, down the middle, took something off it. It's 3-1. Live in your world, learn in ours at Northeastern. Go to njc.edu, way outside. And that's walk number 3 of the inning to go along with a hit batsman here for Ubaldo Arribas. That's part of it when you're trying to build a team and you have 6 freshmen and you're looking for pitching. It'll be a mighty struggle. Here's Caleb Cox. He singled his first time up. The Bee Diggers knew this would be a game that they'd be able to handle. Estes Park, simply based on their struggles this year. But they want to take them out of the game early. This will be a 4.5 inning game. You play this game right. You play the game right and it's a 4.5 inning game. All right, so the mound visit is all over. And here's Caleb Cox. Again, 1 for 1 in the game. Runner goes to second, and the pitch is going to go all the way to the screen. Here comes Gunnar Guzman to the plate. He will slide in safely. Runner going to third, and Griffith, and that ball skips over the third baseman's glove, and Griffith is going to score. So it'll be a wild pitch. It'll be a steal, a wild pitch, an error, and all that has given Brush now a 7-1 lead. And it's a 1-ball, no strike count. Well, actually, yeah, it would have to go as a wild pitch and a steal because he was going straight up. The error is on Lauk on the errant throw. The pitch, that's in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. The Bee Diggers only have 3 hits in the inning. But again, they benefited from 3 walks and a hit batsman. 2-0, and the offering, that is on the outer edge, but it missed actually 3-0. Well, last year, I think Brush won. Let me see what last year's score was. I know the weather was pretty bad. I mean, it was not pleasant at all. The pitch, and that is outside, and it's the 4th walk issued. Yeah, last year they opened up the season against Estes.
Number 5, Colin Cole.
Let's see if I have this right. Colin Cole steps in. Yeah, Brush won last year on March 15th, 33-1. Right here in Brush, the stretch. Step off. Yeah, I doubt the Bee Diggers will be stealing more. Maybe still here in the first inning. The offering. And that's a fastball for a strike down the middle to Cole. No balls and 1 strike. Sterling playing Resurrection Christian on 105.7 KPMX. That's a better ball game than here. He goes, and that's outside. The throw to second, the slide, and safe is Caleb Cox. Bee Diggers now have 9 stolen bases in the first inning. Wow. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch to Cole. And that goes behind him, and that skips to the screen. And on the wild pitch, Cox to third. That was the 40th pitch thrown by Arribas here in the bottom of the first inning. Yeah, again, they've got to win this game in 4.5. Without a doubt. The stretch and the offering. And that is low with a changeup. He's in danger of walking what would be a 5th hitter in this inning. I'll be losing count at some point. 3-1 pitch, and that's down and away. That is a fifth walk issued by Adivas on his 42nd
Now
pitch.
left fielder number 13, Ryan Fergus.
And here's Ryan Fergus. He committed one of the outs in this inning. He popped the second. Well, he's got to get on top of that high pitch. He likes that high pitch. And if he waits on that high changeup, he could hit a 3. Fergus has homered twice this season, both early on. Runner goes to second, and that's in the dirt. At this point, I'm giving up steals, but could also be scored defensive indifference. 1 ball and no strikes. Laying down the sign is Lauk, and the offering up and in. That's 29 balls and 15 strikes thrown by Adivas. Well, that's the reason the team struggles. It starts with pitching. Brush does have the pitching to go far this year. Swinging a foul, again, way out in front of that changeup. And it's 2-1. Yeah, you look at the Brush pitching staff, they're certainly good enough, but right now the hitting is not, and the defense is up and down. If they can be more consistent defensively and obviously offensively, who knows, the pitch. And that is a fastball for a strike at the knees. It's 2-2 to Ryan Fergus. Runners take their leads. Out of the stretch is Ubaldo Adivas. 2-2 in the dirt. Ball 3, strike 2, approaching the 50 pitch mark here in the first inning. Anything close, I think the strike zone is going to be expanded here. It should be. 3-2 pitch, and that is low. It was below the knees, and it's another walk issued by Adivas. That'll bring up Trent Mount.
Shortstop number 7, Trent Mount.
Yeah, before the game, Coach Fergus told me that he's going to utilize every player he's got. Adivas has now walked 6. The pitch, swing and a miss. That thing was above the letters. Mount doubled down the line, driving in 2, the first 2 of the frame. Trent Mount is the 13th hitter of the inning. 7-1 Brush in the bottom of the first. Pitch swung on in left side, headed for left field. That's a base hit. Cox will score. Cole around third. He will score. To third is Fergus. Into second is Mount. And the Bee Diggers now lead 9-1 as Mount has driven in 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning. And that ball was bobbled out in left field.
10,
so we'll call it a single. And an error out there as well. The error committed by Caleb Bunton. Pitch to Peterson, swung on and fouled near the Digger dugout. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Adivas has thrown as many pitchers as Ryan Dunker did in about 4 innings against Yuma last Thursday. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. And that curveball's up and in. Wow. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch down and away. Man, I want to try to get a little bit more excited here, but you want to keep it at its proper pace. 2-1 upstairs. 3-1. I mean, yesterday that was a ball game to get excited about because the game was tied all the way. 3-1 here to Jaron Peterson. Runners take their leads. And the offering. Swung on and grounded to third and off the third baseman's glove into left field. And 1 run is in. Mounts is around third. Peterson is headed towards second on the throw home. That'll be an error on Tucker Johnson. No RBIs as the ball was hit right at his shoe tops. And the Bee Diggers now lead 11-1. And for Estes Park, that is their 3rd error of the inning. That brings up Connor Keegan. Keegan batting from the left side. He walked his first time up, and that pitch is down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Keegan. And the pitch. That one bounces in as well, 2-0. Yeah, when Sterling blew it open against Estes Park a couple of Saturdays ago, they had a 14-run fifth inning. It was 11-1 at the time. It's 11-1 right now in this game. Change up, down, and away on pitch number 58. It's already more than halfway to the limit. 3 balls and no strikes. Stretch and pitch. And that is inside, and it's off the glove of Lauk. It's a walk, the 7th issued here. And we should have a pitching change coming up.
Now batting.
That was a pass ball sending Peterson to third.
Baseman number 22, Isaac D. Herrera.
Yeah, that's his second visit. That should prompt a pitching change. Let's take a 2-minute break. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Brush 11, Estes Park 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Dennis Campos is the new pitcher for Estes Park. Aldo Adives now at second base, which is where Campos was playing earlier. The Beat Diggers lead by a score of 11-1. We're in the bottom of the first inning. And Isaac D. Herrera at the plate. Peterson at third. Hunter Ludgate, the courtesy runner at first. Swung on and popped foul down the right side. D. Herrera was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. And those are still at Evis's responsibilities. Actually, it looks like Evis is at first, and Nate Miles might have gone to second. Runner going upstairs. The throw all the way through, and boy, no slide there for Ludgate. I mean, I think he assumed a stolen base. He got a little bit lackadaisical there. Got to go in sliding, but got away with it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Stretch and pitch. Swung on and driven deep to left field. All the way back is Bunton. It takes 1 hop, hits the middle of the fence. Scoring Peterson. Here comes Ludgate. Into second is D. Herrera. Lost you there for a second, but really not missing much. Gunnar Guzman just hit a grounder up the middle to the shortstop. Swanlin, who misplayed it on an 0-1 pitch. D. Herrera scores, and the Beat Diggers now lead 14-1 here in the bottom of the first inning. Ben Brown will be the courtesy runner at first. And this is the 18th hitter of the inning in Justin Griffith. The pitch swung on, popped up on the right side, playable in foul territory. And Evis, the first baseman, makes the catch. And the inning is finally over. For the Beat Diggers here in the bottom of the first inning, they score 14 runs. And the Beat Diggers score those 14 runs on 5 hits, 4 errors, and a man left. Let's head to the second. It is Brush 14, Estes Park 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's head to the second in Brush. The Beat Diggers lead the Estes Park Bobcats 14-1.
Top of the second inning. Third baseman, number 11, Tucker Johnson.
It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters against Gunnar Guzman. Tucker Johnson, Nate Miles, and Caleb Bunton. This should be a 4.5 inning game. But still, the first inning took 36 minutes. Doesn't mean it's going to be a short game, at least time-wise. Pitch by Guzman. Swung on. That is popped up into foul territory along the third base line. Guzman makes the catch, and there's 1 down.
Now batting second baseman number 7, Nate Miles.
Here's Nate Miles, who started at first. Now he's at second. Another right-handed hitter for Estes Park. Guzman threw a nice changeup there on that first pitch that jammed the right-handed hitter. Swung on. That is fouled straight back. And the only thing that he's not doing as well as he'd like to is spotting that changeup down in the zone. Those are hangers. If they time it out, this is not an experienced lineup for Estes Park. It could be trouble. A 1 pitch into the fastball. Count levels at 1-1. Gunner turns and fires. Swung on, lined up the middle for a base hit into center field. Again, the pitch was up in the zone. Second hit for Estes Park.
Now batting left fielder number
That'll bring up
36,
Caleb Bunton. Here's the first left-handed hitter in this lineup. Playing left field today for Estes. Short lead at first for Miles. And the pitch. And that is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Beedinger scored 14 runs off of 5 hits. There were 7 walks and a hit batsman. The pitch. And that changeup is in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, the entertaining game is definitely in Sterling, the pitcher, in Loveland, I should say. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner. Knee high, it's 2-1. Laying down the sign is Keegan. The offering. Swing and a miss. Right at belt level. Down the middle, it's 2-2. Might have gone a little bit harder that time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. 14-1 Brush in the top of the second inning. Short lead at first, and the offering swung on and fouled off of Keegan. Only 20 pitches thrown by Guzman. Adivas threw over 50 pitches in 2/3 of an inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the offering. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. The ball's dropping. And no, Keegan's got to hold on to it because the runner is already at first base. The base is occupied.
Now batting first baseman.
And he did a good job. You got to know the situation, and he knew that situation, not to get rid of it. So there's 2 down. And here is Ubaldo Adivas. Who's now playing first base. The pitch swung on and fouled back for Guzman. That's his second strikeout. No balls and 1 strike. With Wyatt Johnson, the number 9 hitter, on deck. And the delivery. Swing and a miss, threw that baby right by him at the knees. It's 0-2. Yeah, it's a very subdued environment here because of the score. It's already a 13-run lead for Brush. The pitch in the dirt, scooped up nicely by Keegan. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4 errors were committed in the first inning by Estes Park. That certainly didn't help their cause with the pitching either. And the 1-2, down and away. Looked like another change. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here to Ubaldo Adivas. Short lead at first. And the pitch. That scoops all the way towards the screen. Wild pitch will send the runner to second. And now it's a 3-2 count after Adivas fell behind 0-2. Three balls and 2 strikes. The stretch. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Guzman threw it right by him. And Estes Park is done in the top of the second inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the bottom of the second. Brush 14, Estes Park 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beediggers lead the Estes Park Bobcats 14-1. As we head to the bottom of the second inning, Dennis Campos will be back out there. He relieved Ubaldo Adivas, who struggled badly. Caleb Cox has signaled and walked.
Leading off for the Beediggers in the bottom of the second inning. Second baseman number 20, Caleb Cox.
And Cox will step in. Against the right-hander, Campus. It'll be Cox, followed by Ryan Dunker. That pitch is a strike down the middle. It's 0-1. The Bee Diggers will improve to 2-2 in Patriot League play and 6-6 overall after this game, and that changeup is upstairs. Count moves to 1-1. I'd be able to get through all the sponsors today, which would be nice. A stretch to 1-1. Swung on line foul up the first base line. The leading agriculture lender in the area is Premier Farm Credit. Member owned and committed to sharing the profits through their patronage program. Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke. Premier Farm Credit. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch up and away. 2-2, and you can tell the one thing that Estes Park is really lacking is pitching. And if you have enough pitching, you can stay in games. Swung on and driven deep into right field. Johnson is way back. He reaches out and makes the catch. Wyatt Johnson chasing that down near the 300 sign. There's one down as Caleb Cox gave it a ride.
Ryan Dunker.
Here's Ryan Dunker. Dunker yesterday was 0 for 2. Was 0 for 3 on Saturday and 0 for 2 last Thursday, so 0 for his last 7. Now 2 of those were Bee Digger victories. He did go the distance against Yuma. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch in the dirt with a changeup, 2-0. 7 walks issued by Arribas in the first inning. Two balls and no strikes. Out of the stretch, and that ball's going to hit him near that left shoulder. He barely moved, but he really, even had he moved, I think it still would have hit him. Second hit batsman.
Left fielder number 13, Ryan Fergus.
Here's Fergus. He popped out and walked. Let's see the Bee Diggers put the clamps in the running game now because they had 9 stolen bases in the first inning. And with a 13-1 lead, they might be moving station to station. We'll find out. The stretch and the offering. That's popped up. Man, Fergus looks bad up there. I mean, just cranking, dropping that shoulder, hit to the shortstop, and Swanland makes the catch. He's had a couple of those recently. I mean, both in this game, but even before that.
Number 7,
I mean, he's just dropping something. Way too over anxious there, and they need his bat in the lineup. I mean, he's 0 for 2 against this pitching. He's too good of a ball player. Here's Mount. Doubled and singled, 2 for 2, the pitch. And that changeup is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 2-step lead for Dunker, and the offering swung on and foul back. And the double that Fergie hit yesterday was against one of the better pitchers in the Patriot League, and Rodriguez. Just goes to show you that sometimes a pitcher that challenges you is one that you'll produce against. 1 ball, 1 strike, the offering. And that ball clipped him. Clipped him in the back. So that's 3-hit batsman. Here's Jaron Peterson, who's walked and reached on an air.
Now batting for the Bee Diggers, right fielder number
Peterson
2,
at 0 for 1.
Peterson.
I mean, the Bee Diggers have done virtually nothing offensively in this game because of all the free passes. And the hit batsman, the pitch. And that ball nearly hit him. On the changeup inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, this is hard to watch. The offering. And that's a strike. They're going to expand the strike zone. That was down below the knees. It's 1-1. The stretch and the offering up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike from Campus here to Peterson. with 2 on and 2 down. The Bee Diggers have not scored in this frame, and that's way outside. It is 3-1. And on deck you have Connor Keegan, who does have home run power. 3-1 pitch, and that is inside, and Peterson walks. That's walk number 8 issued by Estes Park pitching, the first here by this right-hander Campos.
Now batting, catcher number 28, Connor Keegan.
Here's Keegan, who has walked twice. Now he's got to sit back on the changeup. He can do that with Dunker at third, Mount at second, and Peterson at first. You can extend the lead, the pitch. And that's a beautiful changeup on the outside corner for a strike. They're all changeups or slow fastballs. However, they're going to be termed. 0-1 to Keegan. The offering swung on and grounded slowly off the end of the bat to third. Charging and throwing to first, and that's going to be in time as the play is made over there by Tucker Johnson. Keegan was way, way out in front. And the Bee Diggers do not score in this inning. No runs on no hits, no errors, and the bases were left loaded. Let's head to the third. It is Brush 14, Estes Park 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 14-1 Brush. Let's head to the third inning. The Bee Diggers are looking to make this a 4.5 inning game and get out of here. They can save that pitching staff, which was expected anyway going into this game. Coach Fergus should be able to clear the bench before the end of this game. You still have a few players that haven't appeared. Doesn't have a deep roster today, only 15 players. And Wyatt Johnson will lead off here in the top of the third for Estes Park, his first plate appearance.
Right fielder number 27, Wyatt Johnson.
Just made a nice play in right field on a long, long shot hit by Caleb Cox. Gunnar Guzman beginning his third inning of work on the hill. Here's the wind and pitch. Squaring to bunt, and he fouls it to the backstop. No balls and 1 strike. Your family's safety is the main concern at Smart Parts, so let the trained professionals install your new windshield. 522-5399. At the 0-1. Squaring to bunt, he pops it up out in front of the plate. Keegan rips off his mask, picks it up, throws to first, and Johnson is out. Groceries, fresh cut meat, deli items, floral, pharmacy, Western Union, public service payments, 24-hour gas, Brush grocery card, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush.
Center fielder number 1, Bert Crastle.
There's Bert Crastle. He doubled and scored. Estes Park had a brief 1-0 lead, and the Bee Diggers exploded for 14 runs in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch down and away with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Brush will only have 2 more turns at the plate unless Estes Park can put up quite a few runs. Foul tipped into the glove of Keegan. And the count levels at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. And that ball hit him right near that left shoulder. And Crastle's on base twice now.
30, Trey Swanland.
Trey Swanland struck out his first time up. Guzman has recorded 3 strikeouts in the game, and the Bee Diggers are a double play depth. Estes Park is winless going into this game, and the Bee Diggers have taken advantage. Stretch and pitch. Swung on and grounded left side. The shortstop Mount to his right, flips to second for 1, back to first, and that's going to be late. And there's 2 down as the lead man, Crastle, is eliminated.
Now batting pitcher number 8, Dennis Campo.
Dennis Campos steps in. He grounded to second in his first plate appearance. Throw back to first, back in standing, is Swanlin. Stretched by Guzman, and the pitch. Swung on and popped foul, and had a play off to the right. Gunner's thrown only 34 pitches in a game. 24 of those for strikes. A good sign he's in control, not taking the competition for granted here. The stretch and the offering. Up and in. Boy, he lost control of that pitch, as I was saying. 1 ball, 1 strike. B-Diggers and Resurrection Christian Cougars on Thursday right here in Brush at 4 o'clock, and then they'll be at Valley morning. And, man, he short-armed that pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, I'm not sure he feels totally comfortable with the ball. He keeps wiping his fingers there. The pitch swung on. That's popped up to the second baseman, Caleb Cox. He barely has to move. No, to the left is Trent Mount. Well, he made that catch standing behind Cox. That was odd. Well, I mean, the shortstop makes the catch, essentially playing second base, but doesn't matter. The play is made, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Let's head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The score, Brush 14, Estes Park 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's head to the bottom of the 3rd. The B-Diggers lead the Estes Park Bobcats 14-1. I'm John Beltran. And to lead off here will be Isaac D. Herrera, followed by Gunnar Guzman. Also scheduled to hit in this inning, Justin Griffiths, 7, 8, and 9 for Brush. B-Diggers scored 14 in the first and were shut down in the second.
Third base for number 22, Isaac D. Herrera.
So here's Isaac D. Herrera for Brush. And Coach Fergus taking a little rest in the dugout. Been coaching enough out there. And the pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to D. Herrera, who was hit by a pitch and doubled. A stretch and a 1-0. Swung on and popped up and had a play off to the left. Or is that going to be a play for the third baseman? There is. Well, I thought that ball was drifting foul, but let me see. D. Herrera swung at an awful pitch as Johnson made the catch. That about to hit him, and he swung at it anyway. I'm going to tell you something. Brush does not want to get into bad habits here. They have struggled to hit the ball this year. And just because you got 14 runs, you want to go up there swinging, but not at just any pitch. And Guzman takes it away. A fielder's choice and reached on an error. He's 0 for 2. The stretch and a pitch. That ball went behind Guzman. 2 balls and no strikes. Campus at 15 balls and 15 strikes, and coming into the game with 2 down in the bottom of the first inning. Have your Brush, hey, let's hit the ball here and swing at good pitches. The offering, that's upstairs, 3-0. Now, I've seen it so many times in sports. You got a big lead and you start developing bad habits. Swung on and driven way foul down the left side on a 3-0. 3 balls and 1 strike, and quite frankly, outside of the cock swing, to begin the second inning, they have not swings. Pop-ups, grounders off the end of the bat. I want to get consistent here against this Estes Park team that has struggled to hold teams down. The pitch swung on. That is lifted into left center field. Kayla Bunton to her left reaches out and makes the catch. There's 2 down. I mean, it'd be nice to get out of here with a comfortable victory, but
Now batting center fielder number 2, Justin Griffin.
you don't expect Estes Park pitching to get on a run here, and yet they have retired the last 3 B-Diggers. Here's Justin Griffith. Walked and popped out. Swung on and lined into left center field for a base hit. Griffith now at 1 for 2. That's the swing you want. Again, keep good habits going.
Now batting second baseman number 20, Caleb Cox.
Caleb Cox is 1 for 2. Singled, popped, or walked and popped out, I should say. And that pop out was a long shot down the right field line that Wyatt Johnson chased down. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Swung on and popped foul out of play. No ball, 1 strike. A lot of changes being thrown here by Campus. I realize you got to be patient here with that change of pace. And the pitch up and away. Count levels at 1-1. And the thing that Campus is doing that Adibas did not do is just throw strikes. That's why he's not allowed to run yet. And that's way outside. Just as I said that, 2-1. 2 down, bottom of the 3rd inning. Brush leads Estes Park 14-1. All the runs by both teams scored in the 1st inning. The pitch. And that change. Ooh, a strike. Wow. Well, that's really expanding the zone. That thing was gloved right near the dirt. 2-2 with 2 down in the 3rd. The pitch. Swung on and lifted into shallow right center field. That ball's going to drop for a base hit or caught. No, it's caught out there. It's completely blocked. And Nate Miles makes the catch. And the Bee-Diggers do not score in the 3rd. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the 4th. The score, Brush 14, Estes Park 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Brush leads 14-1 over Estes Park as we head to the 4th inning. Justin Griffith is the new pitcher. Hunter Ludgate is the new catcher. The new first baseman is Bryson Wooldridge. Nick Wellen is now at short. Austin Perry is the new right fielder.
Justin Griffith.
Jaron Peterson moves to center. And Carson Rule is in left. So the Bee-Diggers making changes all around. Let's see if that's it. Ben Brown is at 3rd. I'm not done yet. Sorry about that.
Catch everybody? Okay.
So here we go to the 4th inning. Justin Griffith, the left-hander, he came on, had a strong outing in the first game. Now, early on in the season, now I got to look back to see if it was that first game for Griffith. Eventually was pulled, but he's a good left-handed arm. The Bee-Diggers have 2 left-handed arms in Wooldridge and Griffith.
Leading off.
It'll be Jacob Lauk, the catcher, to begin the 4th inning.
Top of the 4th inning, catcher number 65, Jake Lauk.
The Bee-Diggers have 14 runs on 6 hits. 1 run on 2 hits for Estes Park. The Bobcats have committed 4 errors, all in the 1st inning. I'm telling you right now, if you want to feel comfortable for the Bee-Diggers, you want to score some runs in the 4th inning. You don't want to win this game being shut out in your last 3 at-bats. I don't think that's a good sign going into a much better Resurrection Christian team on Thursday. Wind and pitch upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Lauk lined out in his first at-bat. Swung on and driven deep into left center field. Going back is Peterson. He's got room out there. And the ball is over his head towards the fence. I thought he was able to flag it down based on his body language, but he gets the ball back in quickly, holding Lauk to a single. Man, I thought Peterson had that ball. I think he took a circuitous route to it.
Number 11, Tucker Johnson.
Yeah, I think he probably should have ran towards the fence before he ran towards the gap. Because he reached out with that glove, and all of a sudden the ball was still flying. Here's Tucker Johnson, who popped out to the pitcher. It was Gunnar Guzman. We'll have a courtesy runner over there for Estes Park. Can't spot that number as of yet. Stretched by Griffith. And the pitch. Fastball down the middle for a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Short lead at first. And the offering. Swag and a miss. A fastball he threw right by Johnson. It's 0-2. Sneaky fast pitch that Griffith has. Justin has those stirrups. Love the old-time stirrups. Snap throw to first, back and diving is the Bobcat runner. Looks like he's wearing number 3. Let's see if I can spot that player. No balls and 2 strikes, the offering. And that is a called strike 3, even though Griffith slipped off the mound. Hopefully didn't hurt himself. Right now he's favoring that groin. But there's one down. He's trying to adjust the landing spot there. Here's Nate Miles. Miles singled his first time up, and he swings and misses at a pitch tailing away. It's 0-1. Yesterday, the Beat Diggers played their shortest game of the year time-wise, an hour 33. Swung on and lifted into center field. Peterson is right there. He'll make the catch. Runner back to first. There's 2 down.
Now batting left fielder number 36, Kayla Bunton.
Here's the left-handed hitting Kayla Bunton, who struck out swinging her first time up against the starter Guzman. Stretch by and the offering, and that's right there. Well, it must have been a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. Griffith comes home. That is high. It's 2-0. Took something off of that one. Brush scored all their runs in the first inning with 7 walks, a hit batsman, and they had 5 hits in that frame. 2-0. Fastball tails inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Here to Kayla Bunton. And a pitch. That's upstairs, and she walks. First and second. And let's see, this is a new player here. Let's see if we can find out who this is.
Now batting number 55, Noel Villanueva.
Yep, Noel Villanueva will bat here for the Bobcats. With 2 down and 2 on in the 4th inning, the Beat Diggers lead 14-1. Griffith looks in. And the pitch squaring to bunt. And it's called a ball. Pull the bat back. Rare that you squared a bunt with 2 outs. Oh, now it is called a strike. All right, he didn't pull the bat back. It was, I never saw the call indicated. 0-1. Stretch and offering, squaring a bunt again. That's right there for a strike. Down the middle of the knees. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh and 2 here to Villanueva. Runners take their leads. And the pitch. And the curveball is down and in. 1 and 2. Well, the Rockies and Dodgers coming up a little bit later on. That'll be an 8-10 start. The pitch. Curveball is a called strike 3. And it's a strikeout of Villanueva by Justin Griffith. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. 3.5 complete. Brush 14, Estes Park 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Beat Diggers have a 14-1 lead on Estes Park, but they've struggled against this reliever, Dennis Campos. Through 2 1/3 innings, Beat Diggers have just 2 hits against him. And no runs. Well, 1 run, I should say. He did allow 1 run, but it was unearned in that 14-run first. So the Beat Diggers want to get into some good habits here. Now they'll have a lot of hitters coming up, batting for perhaps the first time this year, like Bryson Woolridge, who throws lefty, bats righty the pitch. And he swings it, hits it weakly on the ground to third. A routine play for Johnson. Drops it, throws to first and late. Then the ball skips by, and Woolridge is going to head to second. That's a double error there on Johnson off the easy grounder. And the Bobcats have committed now 6 errors in the game. Again, you want to hit that ball solid. Didn't happen there, but
number 24, Carson Rule.
here's Carson Rule. Another right-handed hitter who throws lefty, and that pitch is down and away for a ball to Rule. The stretch and the pitch, and he swings and pops and foul and headed towards the screen. There's might be a play, and there is. It's a basket catch there by Lauk, and there's one down. It's a nice play by Lauk. As again, not solid contact made there.
Number 21.
Here's Nick Wellen. Yeah, got to be very patient with that. I know it's tough to hit those changeups. Stretch, pitch to Wellen, and he takes a fastball upstairs. A lot of these guys getting experience at the plate, so this is really not the inning you expect the B-Diggers to break out after a 14-run first. Woolridge at second, 1-0. Swung on and driven deep into left field in the gap, and Bunton reaches out. It's over her head and up against the fence. Woolridge rounds third. He scores. Wellen, the freshman, into second with an RBI double. And the B-Diggers score for the first time since the first inning. It's 15-1. Nice golf swing out there and a pitch that was down to the zone.
Number 10, Jaron Peterson.
Here is Jaron Peterson. Peterson has walked twice and reached in an air. The pitch. And he takes it on the inside corner for a strike. No balls and one strike to Jaron Peterson. The stretch, the offering. That's popped up into right center field. A long run to his left for Crasto. Reaches out, and he makes the grab. There's two down. Peterson not happy with himself. You could hear him right out of the box. Again, got to be patient with those changeups, and we've had some overswings here by Brush. Here is Hunter Ludgate. Ludgate with his first varsity swing.
40, Hunter Ludgate.
Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the stretch and offering, and that is upstairs, 2-0. I'll have to figure out who the player of the game is for Brush. There's been a lot of people get on base. The pitch, that's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Looking in, the stretch and the pitch, way outside. 3-1. Trent Mound drove in 4 in the first inning. 3 balls and 1 strike in the offering, and that bounces in. It's a walk issued by Campus to Ludgate. And that'll send up Ben Brown. He's swung a really good bat lately. 7 hits in his last 4 games.
Number 6, Ben Brown.
Estes Park would have to score at least 5 runs to extend it to the 5th inning if Brush does not score. Swung on and grounded foul down the third base side. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Ben Brown. Need your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape. Make sure you take care of them at Central Auto Parts. It's your local Napa store inside. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike to Ben Brown. Stretched by the right-hander, and the pitch. Swung on and laced off the third baseman's glove on a wild hop into left field. Wellen is going to stay at third, and now he's going to take off for the plate, and the throw's going to come through. And into third is going to be Ludgate on the throw home. Oh, we'll give him an RBI single, even though Wellen kind of held up. But Ben Brown deserves it, and the B-Diggers now lead 16-1. That was a hot shot hit by Ben Brown. Here's Austin Perry batting for the left side. The pitch. Oh, he looked terrible in that swing. My gosh. The changeup, and he swung way early. He was totally off balance. Got to sit back. the stretch and the 0-1. And he nearly went for that one. Some stairs. Hands back is what they tell you. I mean, this kid's got lots of power if he keeps the hands back. But if you're out in front, you can either miss or pop it up. 1-1 pitch. Up and away. Still, he's committing with the hands. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here to the switch hitting outfielder Austin Perry. And the offering. Swung on and driven deep into right field. That ball's headed for the gap. Reaching out and making the running catch in the gap is Johnson. Wow, nice play by the Estes Park right fielder, robbing Perry of a double. The Bee Diggers do score a couple of runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 2 men left. Let's head to the 5th inning. Should be it for the Bee Diggers. They lead Estes Park 16-1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's go to the top of the 5th inning. This should be it for the Bee Diggers. Blake Boyer, the senior, is a new second baseman for Brush. They're up 16-1, 14 runs in the first and 2 here. Half an inning ago in the bottom of the 4th. And Justin Griffith will be pitching to Wyatt Johnson, Bert Crasteel, and Trey Swanland. And this probably will be shorter time-wise than yesterday's game.
For the Bobcats in the top of the 5th inning.
Went an hour in a 1-0 Platte Valley victory. Now it's an hour 19 and only 3 outs to go in the top of the 5th, unless Estes Park explodes here. 1 pitch, swing and a miss. Took a choppy swing at the fastball, and it's 0-1. Johnson 0 for 1. He bunted into an out. And the offering, swing and a miss, and a pitch diving down in the zone. No balls and 2 strikes. Here to Wyatt Johnson. And the pitch. And that's inside. Backed him off the plate a bit. Griffith had 2 strikeouts in the top of the 4th inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 pitch. And the curveball's a called strike 3 down the middle belt high. And there's 1 down in the top of the 5th inning. Here's Bert Crasteel.
Number 1, Bert Crasteel.
He's doubled and been hit by a pitch. So he's the only Bobcat that has been on base 2 times. The left-handed pitching, Justin Griffith delivers. Up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 12 strikes, 8 balls so far for Griffith. And those 3 strikeouts. 1-0. Swung on, pop foul, and out of play. Count moves to 1-1. Here on Bert Crasteel. And the pitch. Curveball is a beauty on the inner half of the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swung on, popped up, headed towards the backstop, and giving chase is Ludgate. It's over the fence and out of play. Count stays at 1-2. The Bee Diggers and Resurrection Christian Cougars play on Thursday at 4 o'clock right here at Sunset Baseball Field. We'll have the game for you. It's a Patriot League clash. Swung on, grounded foul up the third base side. And the count is at 1-2. 1 down, top of the 5th inning. Brush 16, Estes Park 1. Seven regular season games remaining after today. 2 against Resurrection Christian. And the pitch. Swung on. That is popped up into shallow left center field. Nick Wellen, the shortstop, is out, and he reaches out and makes the catch. And there's 2 down.
Shortstop, number 30, Trey Swanland.
Here is Trey Swanland. Swanland has struck out and hit into a fielder's choice. The left-hander Griffith looks in. And the pitch. And that drops in for a strike. And that literally dropped in. 0-1. There's the wine and offering. And that's up and in. Same pitch, but different location. Got to move. Won the offering. Swing. And I'm missing a fastball above the letters. It's 1-2. Line and offering in the dirt. 2-2. Two balls, two strikes. And the pitch. Swing and foul tipped into the glove of Hunter Ludgate. And that does it. And the Beet Diggers are going to win the game by a score of 16-1. It's a 2-minute break. Let's wrap it up after this. Brush 16, Estes Park 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beet Digger Post is brought to you by Mr. D's Home Center. With 3 locations to serve you better, Sterling Brush and Fort Morgan, your headquarters for all your home, farm, and ranch supplies from plumbing to feed. Mr. D's Home Center, the Beet Diggers defeat the Estes Park Bobcats 16-1 in 4.5 innings. 16 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 7 left on base for Brush, 1 run, 3 hits, 6 errors, 4 left on base for Estes Park. The winning pitcher was Gunnar Guzman going the first 3. The loss went to Ubaldo Adibas. Time of the game, 1 hour and 24 minutes. And really, to recap this game, it's just essentially boiling down to the first inning when Adibas walked 7 Beet Diggers after Estes Park took a 1-0 lead. Trent Mount had a 2-run double that gave the Beet Diggers the lead for good. Isaac De Herrera was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. And then later on in the inning, a double steal scored another run. Gunnar Guzman would score on a wild pitch. I mean, it was just a mess for Estes Park pitching defensively. Trent Mount did have another 2-run base hit in that inning. The Beet Diggers with a victory are 2-2 in the Patriot League, 6-6 overall. Estes Park falls to 0-3 in league play, make it 0-5 in league play, 0-12 on the season. All right, Beet Digger Player of the Game brought to you by Cargill, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. Let's give it to a player who hasn't had a Player of the Game this year, Nick Wellen, the freshman. Drove in a run and is only at bat this game with a double. Also made a nice catch in left center field from his shortstop position. So we'll give Nick Wellen the Player of the Game. Brought to you by Cargill. Learn about their story of commitment at Cargill.com. Beet Diggers are back in action coming up Thursday, 4 o'clock first pitch right here against the Christian Cougars. We're going to lose you there for a second, reestablishing the signal. Once again, Brush and Resurrection Christian coming up on Thursday. Outstanding job by our sound engineer and producer, Julie Garcia. I'm John Beltran. The final score in 4.5. Brush 16, Estes Park 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.